Good morning, my dear students. I hope you are safe and secure at home. Stay home, stay safe. Welcome back to our social studies online classes. History part 18th lesson Democracy and Evolving Idea. Democracy in India. You have studied democracy in the previous class. Democracy is that form of government in which the state power is held bottom of citizens. The term democracy derived from the Greek word demos means the people and krato meaning the power rule. Democracy is a political system in which all the members of society have equal share of political power. People elect their representatives to work on behalf of them in ancient time. Democracy was practiced in Greek and Roman states. Several events like the American Wars of Independence, the French Revolution and the Indian freedom struggle had added in spreading the idea of democracy. The idea of democracy forms the basic of a democratic government. In a democratic country, the citizens of the country hold the supreme power. They choose their representative through public elections. In democratic polity, people are guaranteed their fundamental rights. India follows the system of parliamentary form of government. Now, let us discuss democracy and evolving ideas. Democracy means responsible governments. Democracy means system in which those the government get their authority from the people and have to answer the people. These usually take the form of people elected by the people or definite intervals. The elected government functionaries and answerable to the people in different ways. First of all, there will be elected assemblies in which the government functionaries will be asked to explain their works and which will approve the plan or work, etc. Secondly, any citizen have right to demand information if any work done by the government. The government has to make such information. Thirdly, after a definite period, elections will be held again and again. Functionaries have to see fresh elections for the people. Next, democracy is based on equality and inclusiveness. When we say rule of the people, we need all people who are adult, whether they are men or women, rich or poor, or black or white, Hindus or Muslims, Christians or others, whether they are speak one language or the other language. This took a long time to the establish. Democracy is based on fundamental principles, political equality and inclusiveness. In a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. Next, democracy have active participation of citizens. Democracy requires civil liberties. People can participate in decisions making only if people are free to know or discuss to form independent opinions and express them and form associations to press for their reviews. These are called civil liberties. However, these rights were not gained by people easily. Government sought control, free speech, free associations, and the rights to people to know about public affairs. Next, democracy requires equality. We noted earlier that democracy requires political equality, that each person will have one vote. However, for this political equality to be really effective, it also requires equality of social and economic status. If the society is divided into highly unequal classes of rich or poor, or high caste and low castes, then the political equality will become meaningless. Thus, it can be said that true democracy cannot be attained unless there is social and economic equality along with political equality. Next, democracy requires free and fair elections. If people of country have to really choose the best person or parties to represent them in the government, then it is very important that free and fair elections take place. That is, elections in which any party or individual can compete and no party has any special advantage. In many countries like USSR, Myanmar or Libya, only one or two parties were allowed to compete. As such, people had no choice but to vote for them. But it is equally important to look before and after the elections. There should be sufficient room for normal political activity, including political oppositions in the period before elections. This requires that the state should respect civil liberties of the citizens. So, a democracy must be based on a free and fair elections. Next, democracy requires respect for law and minority opinion. All democratic governments need to abide by laws and allow independent functionings of the judiciary and the executive officers as laid down in the law. Next topic, democracy, majoritarian versus inclusive. Often democracy is taken to mean the rule of the majority. In any country, there will be people of diverse views and cultures. So, differences of opinion are bound to arise. What is the democratic way to settle such differences? We often use the method of deciding by majority. That is, if voting is done, the viewpoint that get maximum support will be accepted by all. While this is useful in many simple situations, it can be very divisive in complex situation which involves whole communities or classes of people. A simple majoritarian approach may lead to alienation of majority communities. Belgium and Sri Lanka. Belgium is a small country in Europe. Of the country's total population, 59% lives in the Flemish region and speak Dutch language. Another 40% people live in the Wallonia region and speak French. Remaining 1% of Belgians speak German. In the capital of city, Brussels, 80% people speak French, while 20% are Dutch speaking. The majority French speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. This was resented by the Dutch speaking community. Next, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island nation to the south of India. So, Sri Lanka too has a diverse population. The majority social groups are the Sinhala language, Sinhala speakers, 74% people, and the Tamil speaking 18% people. Most of the Sinhala speaking people are Buddhist, while most of the Tamils are Hindus or Muslims. Now, let us look what happened in these both countries. Majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, post its independence in 1948, the leaders of the Sinhala community sought to secure dominance over government by virtue of their majority. As a result, the democratically elected government adopted a series of majoritarian measures to establish Sinhala supremacy. Sinhala was made the only official language, disregarding Tamil. The distrust between the two communities turned into widespread conflicts. It soon turned into a civil war as Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelams (LTTE) and extremist organizations established independent rule over some provinces inhabited by Tamils. In the final war, the Sri Lankan army defeated the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelams. So, it also established a brutal control over those provinces, killing and uprooting thousands of Tamil people. Many families were forced to leave the country and many more lost their livelihood. Next, accommodation in Belgium. The Belgium leaders took a different path. They recognized the existence of regional differences and culture diversities. Between 1970s and 1993, they amended their constitution 4 times so as to work out an arrangement that would enable everyone to live together within the same country. Dignity and freedom of the citizens. Democracy stands much superior to any other form of government in promoting dignity and freedom of the individuals. Every individuals want to receive respect from fellow beings. Often conflicts arise among individuals because some feel that they are not treated with due respect. The passion for respect and freedom are the basic of democracy. Democracies throughout the world have recognized this, at least in principle. This has been achieved in various degrees in various democracies. For such societies which have been built over ago on the basis of subordination and domination, it is not a simple matter to recognize that all individuals are equal. Okay, children, hope you all understood the topic democracy and evolving ideas. Okay, thank you.